Hey everyone, Nick here, and I have got a different kind of video today. It's something I've been thinking about doing for a while, and honestly, to pass time while I wait for a new season of Big Brother to start, I've been doing a lot of Brant Steele simulators. If you don't know, brantsteele.com can do Big Brother simulators, Survivor simulators, all kinds of different simulators, and it's got so many casts that you can put into different things. And I've been messing around with the Big Brother simulator a lot with various casts, and I had an idea for a video, something I've wanted to try. So I'm going to do a Brant Steele for this video, but it's not going to be your average run-of-the-mill Big Brother Brant Steele. It's a Big Brother winner Brant Steele. These 25 people right here, they have all won Big Brother, and I'm just going to see who wins a 25-person Big Brother competition. Could you imagine if they actually did a 25-person Big Brother season? We would all get sick of it so fast. It would last for like 4 or 5 months. We'd all hate it. But we're going to get through this a lot faster. Now, first thing I want to point out, look at how many men are here. It's 17 out of 25 Big Brother winners are men. So we got that going for us. And also, I just want to say that I adjusted the jury to nine, the typical nine-person jury that we were doing for a few years before changing it last season. Doesn't matter because Jag still would have won, as he got 5 out of 7 votes. But we're back to a nine-person jury. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Proceed. What are these alliances going to look like? I mean, well, we got a lot of them, but I was thinking we could have a 10-person alliance here somewhere. And Taylor is not in any of them. Or Steve. Or Xavier. My three favorite winners are not in any alliances. So that's fun. But let's see what happens. First HOH competition, Popsicle Factory. The house guests enter the yard to see 16 popsicle to see 25 popsicles hanging upside down. They must hang on one. If they fall, they are eliminated. The last house guest remaining will become the first head of household. Lisa finishes last. Hayden finishes 24th. Then Maggie, Josh, Cody Cauliflower, Mickey, Evil Dick, Jag, Jordan, Boogie, Rachel, Xavier, Steve, June, Casey, Fran. I call her Fran. Dan, Eddie, Ian, Taylor, Adam, Andy. The top three are Dr. Will, Drew, and Derek. Sorry, the competition comes down to them. Coming in third place, we have got Derek. Coming in second place, we have got Drew. And congratulations, Dr. Will, you are the first head of households. Which is funny because Dr. Will did not win very many competitions. That was kind of his trick. He was able to lay low the whole time, just pulling the strings from behind the scenes. All right, so who's he nominating? Maggie and Drew. Oh yeah, I should probably go in more detail. Dr. Well is the winner of season 2, in case you haven't seen all of these seasons. Maggie is the winner of season 6, and Drew is season 5. So we got old school going against old school. I almost said old stool. I'm sorry. So now we got the veto competition. Dr. Will draws house guest choice and selects Josh. Maggie draws June, and Drew's draw. Drew has drawn Jordan. Okay. Now I'm just gonna say, just to say who's hosting each competition. I'm just gonna go in order. Like Eddie was the first Big Brother winner, so he's hosting the first veto competition. That's how I'm gonna decide it. At least until I forget. Until I lose track, and then I'm just like, screw it. Taylor. Taylor's my favorite. Okay, Maggie finishes last. June finishes fifth. Oh, sorry. Haunted Yard. The house gets out of the backyard to see very spooky displays of different names. Each round, they must estimate how much of a certain item there is in the backyard. They can choose to either stay or fold, which could either result in them being eliminated, earning a point, or simply moving on to the next round. The house guest that earns 3 points first, or the last house guest standing, wins the golden power veto. Maggie finishes last. June finishes fifth. Drew finishes fourth. Third place, we've got Jordan. Second place, we have got Dr. Will. And the winner of the first veto competition, God help us all, is Josh. Question now is, what does Josh do? There were so many alliances. I saw Josh was in a couple of them. Is he in one with either of these two? Josh has decided not to use the power of veto. Honestly, Maggie and Drew, probably two of the more forgotten winners. I mean, I don't really hear about season 5 ever. I mean, I hear about Nokomis, that's about it. And season 6, everyone just remembers Janelle and Kaser. And we got the house events. These are pretty gratuitous, but screw it. Lisa earns extra money for this week's budget and a task. Xavier and Ian bond slightly. Derek flips the mattress on the bed of Jag. Vanner flies over the backyard reading, Jag is not to be trusted. Yeah, yeah, fair. All right. Oh, God, I just realized we have 22 votes to get through. All right. Screw it. Let's start down at the bottom with Xavier. Xavier has voted to evict Maggie. Jordan votes to evict Drew. Hayden votes to evict Drew. Evil Dick votes to evict Drew. Adam votes to evict Drew. Andy votes to evict Drew. Taylor votes to evict Maggie. Boogie votes to evict Drew. Casey votes to evict Maggie. Jag votes to evict Maggie. Eddie votes to evict Drew. Josh votes to evict Maggie. Cody Cauliflower votes to evict Drew. Cody voting out a man or a woman. Yeah, right. Derek votes to evict Drew. Again, he would vote out the women first. Dan votes to evict Drew. It's not looking good for Drew here. I think he probably already has enough. Nikki votes to evict Drew. Ian votes to evict Maggie. Rachel votes to evict Maggie. Nicole votes to evict Drew. Again, Nicole would totally vote out a woman first. June votes to evict Maggie. Lisa votes to evict Drew. Steve votes to evict Drew. And that's it. And I'm pretty sure Drew has been evicted. Seeing his face a lot more. By a vote of 14 to 8. Drew, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Maggie, you'll live to fight another day. Sorry. That's where we all stand so far. Drew is grayed out. That's fine because of all the Big Brother winners, he's the one that I forget the most often. Like if I'm trying to like go through them, I have to take a second. Who won season 5? Oh yeah, Drew did. Okay. BB Rager. The house guests stand on one end of a balance beam. On the other end are 6 kegs. On the other end are 23 kegs. They must travel across the beam to grab a keg and bring it back. Oh wait, no, it's 6 each. Sorry. On the other end are 6 kegs. They must travel across the beam to grab a keg and bring it back. The first house guest to bring all 6 kegs back will become the new head of household. Jordan finishes last. Hayden finishes 22nd. Taylor finishes 21st. Then Boogie. Then Maggie. Ian. Lisa. Josh. Xavier. Casey. Adam. Derek. June. Mickey. Fran. Cody Cauliflower. Eddie. Dan. Andy. Jag. Competition comes down to Steve, Evil Dick, and Rachel. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Third place is Rachel. Second place is Steve. Congratulations, Evil Dick. winner of season 8. You are the new head of household. I should, you know what? Let me just go through everybody so I don't have to remember who I've gone over. Jordan won season 11. Hayden won season 12. Taylor, season 24. Boogie, season 7. All Stars. The first All Stars. Maggie won season 6. Ian won season 14. Lisa won season 3. Josh won season 19. Xavier won season 23. Casey won season 20. Adam won season 9, a season no one talks about anymore because it's super toxic and he's actually a convicted criminal. Derek won season 16. June won season 4. Mickey won season 21. Fran won season 18. Cody Cauliflower won BB22, the second All Stars. Eddie won season 1, which was a different show. Stan won season 10. Andy won season 15. Jag won season 25. Rachel won season 13. Steve won season 17. And Evil Dick won season 8. Okay. We all caught up? Good. I'm not going through it again. Evil Dick has nominated. By the way, I'm skipping the keys. Xavier, of course, and Boogie. Well, I, to be fair, I already knew Evil Dick was super racist, so I can't say I'm overly surprised. But let's get Boogie out of here because he is. I don't think he's actually convicted yet, but he probably should be in prison for the veto competition. Evil Dick draws Andy. Xavier draws Fran. Boogie draws Dr. Will. Oh, okay. I was going to say Dr. Will is going to host, but he won because he won season 2, but I guess we're just going to skip ahead to Lisa, winner of season 3. She's hosting the veto competition. Tumbling dice. The house guests are randomly ordered. Each round, the house guest whose turn it is will choose an opponent. They will stand inside large dice and will race to get a certain number facing up. The first to do so wins the round, while the other is eliminated. The last house guest standing wins the golden power of veto. I gotta fix my chair. Nicole finishes last. Andy finishes 5th. Boogie finishes 4th. Competition comes down to Dr. Will, Evil Dick, and Xavier. Come on, Xavier, win this thing. Evil Dick finishes 3rd. Dr. Will finishes 2nd. Yes. All right. Xavier, you have won the golden power of veto. But, pretend that that was Lisa saying that. So Xavier has decided to use the power of veto on himself, as well he should. I've never seen that happen in a Brant Steele where someone won the veto and didn't use it on themselves. I wonder if that even can happen. Evil Dick's replacement nominee is Fran. Ooh, I'm okay with either of these two going. I guess I'd prefer Boogie because he's like a borderline criminal. Alright, I guess we'll go through this. Hayden attempts to call out the blame and call out Casey for certain actions in the house and how Casey deserves to leave. Taylor holds a house meeting to apologize for her behavior in the house. It is well received. Once again, I'm suspecting Taylor did nothing wrong. Steve makes an effort to improve relationships in the house. June and Nicole bond. Taylor finds Nicole creepy and tells the other house guests. Love it. All right, now this one can't end in a tie. Who are we starting with? Mickey, let's get him out of the way. Mickey votes to evict Boogie. Cody votes to evict. That's the one woman he wouldn't vote out. And Derek, what about you? Cody and Derek both voting out Nicole. Hey, any less season 16 representation works for me. Adam votes to evict Nicole. Andy votes to evict Boogie. Scroll down. Taylor votes to evict Nicole. I knew I loved you, Taylor. Steve, I love you too. How are you gonna vote? Steve votes to evict Nicole. Honestly, I'm happy either way, but it's kind of satisfying. Casey votes to evict Nicole. Jag votes to evict Nicole. Xavier votes to evict Nicole. Josh votes to evict Boogie. Lisa votes to evict Nicole. Hayden votes to evict Boogie. Eddie votes to evict Boogie. Dan votes to evict Nicole. Rachel votes to evict Nicole. Yeah, Rachel definitely would. They didn't get along much on The Amazing Race. Dr. Will votes to evict Nicole. Maggie votes to evict Boogie. June votes to evict Nicole. All right. It's looking like Nicole by a vote of 15 to 6. Fran, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Good riddance. Now let's get Boogie next. Or Mickey. Or Hayden. Or Evil Dick. Or Adam. Or Andy. Or Cody. Or Terry. I don't like a lot of these winners. There, I'll say it. I don't like most of these people. Or Jag. Let's move on. The alliances are still going strong. Big Brother Tea Party. The house guests stand in their individual lanes. They must run back and forth, transporting tea from one bowl to another. First house guest to fill their bowl and retrieve a ping pong ball from inside of it becomes a new head of household. Casey finishes last. Mickey finishes 21st. Hayden finishes 20th. Then Rachel, then Adam, then Maggie, then Cody, then June, then Josh, then Eddie, then Andy, then Taylor, then Jag, then Jordan, then Dr. Will, then Ian, then Lisa, then Dan, then Steve. Oh, come on, Xavier. Third place is Derek. Second place is Xavier. Okay, maybe Boogie should have left. Boogie, congratulations, you're the new head of household. Boogie's nominees are Josh and Evil Dick. You know what, Boogie? Maybe you're not so bad. Boogie draws Casey. Josh draws Adam. Evil Dick draws House Guest Choice and picks Steve. All right. Don't know why he picked Steve, but sure. Now Dr. Will is hosting the veto competition. Gnome drop. Each house guest has a suspended gnome attached to 3 lines. One at a time, players will answer multiple choice questions by cutting a specific line attached to a target player's gnome. If the house guest answers the question correctly, the target player's gnome will fall, thus eliminating them from the competition. The last player remaining wins the power of veto. Casey finishes last. Steve finishes 5th. Josh finishes 4th. That is one ugly looking top 3. And they won in order. Like Boogie, then Evil Dick, then Adam. Thankfully, Dan Giesling broke up the trend. All right, third place, Adam. Second place, Evil Dick. Congratulations, Boogie. You have won the Golden Power of Veto. Yay. Boogie has decided not to use the power of veto. Xavier breaks down and threatens to quit. Nah, he wouldn't do that. Dr. Will and Eddie have a heated argument. Jordan flips the mattress on the bed of Dr. Will. Oh, could you imagine if the show was still this messy? Imagine if they still could get away with airplane banners flying over the house. All right. Adam voted for Josh. Dan voted for Evil Dick. Hayden voted for Evil Dick. Steve voted for Evil Dick. Casey voted for Evil Dick. Jag voted for Josh. Ian voted for Evil Dick. Andy voted for Josh. Dr. Will voted for Evil Dick. Maggie voted for Josh. June voted for Evil Dick. Mickey voted for Josh. Lisa voted for Evil Dick. Not looking good. Derek voted for Evil Dick. Cody voted to evict Josh. Eddie voted to evict Evil Dick. Xavier voted to evict Evil Dick. Taylor voted to evict Evil Dick. Jordan voted to evict Evil Dick. Rachel voted to evict Evil Dick. Is that everybody? Yes, it is. All right. By a vote of a lot to a little, 14 to 6. Evil Dick, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. I gotta say, I'm liking how this is going so far. First one out was a nobody, and the next 2 out were winners that I just do not respect at all because I just think they're both really radish people. Wait, wasn't Evil Dick the HOH that took out Boogie? Well, nominated Boogie, but he failed, so Boogie won HOH and got him out. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Yeah. I already forget who the first HOH was, so let's just move on. Alliance events. Dr. Will leaves Alliance number 6. All right, so that's just Derek, Ian, Josh, and Casey now. Soak up the sun. The house guests each sit on swings that spin around a giant sun on the ground. If they fall, they are eliminated. The last house guest remaining will become the new head of household. June finishes last, then Xavier, Mickey, Jag, Rachel, Jordan, Eddie, Josh, Casey, Cody, Andy, Taylor, Lisa, Maggie, Dan, Dr. Will, Hayden, Steve. Competition comes down to Ian, Adam, and Derek. Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian. Ian finishes third. Adam finishes second. Congratulations, Derek. You have won the golden. You are the new head of household. Sorry, that's a little I care. I forgot what he just won. The nominees are Jag and Boogie. Well, I won't be heartbroken to see either of them go, but I prefer Boogie. And so it's June's turn to host the veto if she doesn't get picked. Derek draws Xavier. Jag draws Casey. Boogie draws Hayden. All right. So June's hosting. Loose change. The house guests must search through the laundry suds to find various coins. They must then toss the coins into a large coin slot on a vending machine. The first house guest to collect $1.30 will win the golden power of veto. That's a very random amount of money, so I'm wondering if it's from season 13, 130, 13, I don't know. Jag finishes last. Unlikely. He was a comp beast. Xavier finishes fifth. Hayden finishes fourth. Third place, we've got Casey. Second place, we've got Derek. Congratulations, Boogie. You have won the Golden Power of Veto. Whoop-de-doo. Boogie has decided to use the power of veto on himself, and Derek's replacement is Adam. Well, all right, we can get the felon out. Eddie holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. Borrowing an item from Eddie, Dan accidentally breaks it. Hayden irrationally lashes out at Cody. Good, go for each other. I hate you both. Banner flies over the yard reading, Hayden is not to be trusted. True. Jordan flips the mattress on the bed of Andy. Why is Jordan flipping so many mattresses? Dr. Well earns extra money for this week's budget and a task. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. All right. Taylor votes to evict Jag. Casey votes to evict Jag. Dan votes to evict Jag. Andy votes to evict Adam. Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I saw that wrong. I'm like, wait, Jag votes to evict Adam? I confused myself. Sorry about that. Josh votes to evict Jag. Hayden votes to evict Adam. Xavier votes to evict Adam. Boogie votes to evict Adam. Lisa votes to evict Adam. Jordan votes to evict Adam, making a comeback. Steve votes to evict Adam. Dr. Will votes to evict Jag. Ian votes to evict Adam. Cody votes to evict Jag. Mickey votes to evict Adam. Eddie votes to evict Adam. Maggie votes to evict Adam. June votes to evict Jag. Rachel votes to evict Jag. It's close, but this is a close one for sure, but I'm pretty sure Adam got the most. By a vote of 11 to 8. Adam, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Yeah. If he won again, he'd just put the money towards another drug empire. All right, so my top three are doing fine so far. Taylor, Steve, and Xavier. Xavier's even won a veto. Alliance is all holding. Steel cage match. The house guests enter the backyard to see three bottomless cages, each one smaller than the last. The group will start by locking themselves in the largest cage. Any house guest who leaves the cage or touches the ground will be eliminated. As the group dwindles, they must move into the smaller cages, with the final two players remaining moving into the smallest one. Final house guest remaining will win the head of household. Alright, so we got Xavier in last, then Eddie, Casey, Hayden, Mickey, Maggie, June, Taylor, Josh, Lisa, Jordan, Jag, Ian, Boogie, Andy, Rachel, Cody. Competition comes down to Dr. Will, Steve, and Dan. Come on, Steve. Steve's not in an alliance. I'm rooting for him. Dr. Will finishes third. Second place, we have got Dan. Congratulations, Steve. You are the new head of household. All right. Steve has nominated. Steve, why you got to do this to me? Nominated Derek and Xavier. Here's hoping Derek's the target, or at least Xavier wins the veto. Steve draws Dan. Derek draws house guest choice and selects Rachel. Xavier draws Maggie. It was Maggie's turn to host because Drew's gone. All right, so Boogie's the host. In the balance. The house guests enter the backyard to see six empty baby bottles on one end and a pile of stuffed animals on the other end. They must fill their mobile with the correct sized animals to make it perfectly balanced. The first house guest to do so will win the golden power of veto. Dan finishes last. Maggie finishes fifth. Rachel finishes fourth. Competition comes down to Derek, Xavier, and Steve. Just not Derek. Derek finishes third. Second place, Xavier. All right, so Steve wins the power veto. He's going to keep them the same, I assume. Steve has decided not to use a power veto. Okay, well, saw that coming. Still holding out hope that Derek goes over Xavier. The ego of Eddie is rubbing the house the wrong way. Ian makes an effort to improve relationships in the house. June holds a house meeting to apologize for her behavior in the house that is well received. Due to the mental stress of the game, Jordan isolates herself from the rest of the house. Xavier tells a heartfelt story about why he needs the money. Well, hope it was heartfelt enough to win everybody over. All right. Taylor, come on. You're not going to vote Xavier out, right? Taylor votes to evict Xavier. Cody, oh, I know who you're voting out. Yeah, of course you are. Hayden, I know who you're voting out. Exactly. Mickey, yeah, you're voting out Xavier too, aren't you? Andy, you too? Yeah. All right, Lisa votes to evict Xavier. Jag votes to evict Xavier. Don't let it be a sweep for Xavier to leave. Eddie votes to evict Xavier. Dan votes to evict Xavier. Ian votes to evict Xavier. June votes to evict Xavier. Jordan votes to evict Derek. Okay, well, we got one. Josh votes to evict Xavier. Maggie votes to evict Xavier. Casey votes to evict Xavier. Dr. Will votes to evict Xavier. Boogie votes to evict Derek. Rachel votes to evict Xavier. So this would be what? Hold on. 16 to 2? Is that right? Yeah. By a vote of 16 to 2. Xavier, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. It had to be that lopsided for my man. Shame. Guess that story wasn't heartfelt enough. Alliances all holding. Delivering the goods. Each house guest stands at a buzzer across from a giant pit of packing pits. Julie Chen will ask a question, with the answer being the names of two different house guests. First house guest to retrieve 2 letters with the names of the correct house guests on them will become the new head of household. At least we got a live HOH competition. Hey, maybe this is a double. We'd have to do a lot of double eliminations to make a 25 person season of Big Brother even remotely palatable. Boogie finishes last. Jordan finishes 18th. Then Lisa. Then Jag. Then Hayden. Then Mickey. Then Maggie. Then June. Then Eddie. Then Rachel. Then Cody. Then Dan. Then Ian. Then Casey. Then Josh. Then Taylor. Has a woman won a competition yet in this? I don't think. I don't think any have. Down to Dr. Will, Derek, and Andy. If Derek wins, he's going after Steve. So Andy finishes third. Dang it. Dr. Will finishes second. Congratulations, Derek. You are the new head of household. Nominating Steve and who else? Oh, not nominating Steve. Jag and Boogie. Maybe he's trying to backdoor Steve. So still Maggie's turn to host. Derek draws house guest choice and selects Andy. Jag draws Lisa. Boogie draws Eddie. All right, Maggie's hosting. Voodoo dolls. The house guests stand in front of a large tiki. Each round, the tiki will give a hint that refers to a past house guest. The house guest must retrieve a voodoo doll with the correct name on it. The last house guest to return each round is eliminated. The last house guest remaining wins the power of veto. Alright, so this is a little OTEV-ish. Alright. Derek finishes last. Yay. Jag finishes fifth. Lisa finishes fourth. Can Boogie please not win? I feel like I'm seeing a lot of the same winners. Third place, Andy. Second place, Boogie the Comp Beast. Eddie finishes second. Boogie, congratulations, you won the Golden Power Veto. Boogie uses it on himself. Steve's going up, right? Yeah. Here's hoping Jag goes. Maggie flips the mattress on the bed of Jag. June breaks down and threatens to quit. Lisa finds Hayden creepy and tells the other house guests. Jag and Eddie bond slightly. Cody opens up to Dan by sharing a personal story. Steve tells a heartfelt story about why he needs the money. Again, Steve, I hope you really tug on those heartstrings. Didn't work for Xavier, but hopefully it can work for you. Mickey has voted for Steve. Voted to evict Steve. Dan votes to evict Steve. Andy votes to evict Steve. June votes to evict Steve. Taylor votes to evict Jag. See, Taylor, this is why I love you. Maggie votes to evict Jag. Jordan votes to evict Jag. Eddie votes to evict Steve. Casey votes to evict Jag. Rachel votes to evict Jag. Dr. Will votes to evict Steve. Josh votes to evict Jag. Lisa votes to evict Steve. Hayden votes to evict Jag. That's right, Jag's a minority. Hayden's definitely going to vote him out. Cody votes to evict Jag. Ian votes to evict Jag. And Boogie votes to evict Steve. I lost count, but by a vote of 9-8, Jag, oh, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. 9-8. Dang. Yeah, no battle back, or not even a battle back, a hand back to bring Jag back into the game. As bad as Jag is, he ain't Jack. Season 21 Jack. I don't know enough about the earlier season Jack. All I know is he had a weird attraction to birds. All right, hold on. Have any women won a competition yet? No. No, not a single one. But at least only one's left so far. And it's at least favor one of them, so it's not all bad. Big Brother Disco. The house guests Each hang from disco balls. If they fall, they are eliminated. The last house guest remaining on their disco ball is the new head of household. Steve finishes last, then June, then Dan, then Mickey, then Josh, then Maggie, then Cody, then Hayden, then Casey, then Rachel, then Dr. Will, then Andy, then Boogie, then Jordan, then Taylor. You know what? Come on, Lisa. Let's have a female HOH finally. Third place is crap. Lisa. Well, okay, then Ian. Come on, let's win. I like Ian. I liked him. I didn't watch his winning season, but I liked him on BB22. Ian finishes second. All right. Congratulations, Eddie. You are the new head of household. Nominees are Dr. Will and Jordan. All right. Dr. Will would be a big move. I think it is Dan's turn to host. Eddie draws Lisa. Dr. Will draws Boogie. And Jordan draws House Guest Choice and selects June. All right. So this veto is half women. So we got a 50-50 chance of a woman finally winning a comp here. Make that a 2 out of 3 chance. Big Brother baking competition. The house guests enter the backyard to see a huge pit of blueberry muffin batter. They must run into the batter and pop blueberries to find letters. They will then bring the letters to their individual stations to spell a word. The house guest that spells the longest word before time is up will win the golden power of veto. Oh, man. If Steve was in this one, he'd crush it. He spelled trombonists in a. I don't know if it was this exact one, but it was a spelling competition. Anyway, Lisa finishes last. Eddie finishes fifth. Boogie finishes fourth. Come on, ladies. Dr. Will finishes third. We have our first female comp winner. And that person is Jordan. Congratulations, Jordan. You have won the golden power of veto. And let me guess, you have decided to use it on yourself? Yeah, you have. Eddie's replacement nominee is Maggie. Well, she's one of the less popular winners. Dr. Will's a popular winner, but he's a big move, so I still think he should be taken out. Like when Janelle took him out in the first All Stars, that was a pretty big move for her. And that's probably what made her the next target. Eddie earns extra money for this week's budget and a task. Again, we don't do that anymore. June flips the mattress on the bed of Maggie. So much mattress flipping. While having a conversation, Casey accidentally makes an inappropriate comment. Ian holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. Taylor and June bond slightly. Yes, okay. For borrowing an item from Cody, Josh accidentally breaks it. All right, fine, then go after each other. See if I care. All right. Taylor's version. Taylor's vote. It's Dr. Will. Did I really say that? Okay. Anyway, Josh votes to evict Dr. Will. Derek votes to evict Maggie. Andy votes to evict Dr. Will. Cody votes to evict Dr. Will. Mickey votes to evict Dr. Will. Dan votes to evict Dr. Will. Lisa votes to evict Dr. Will. June votes to evict Maggie. Hayden votes to evict Maggie. Steve votes to evict Dr. Will. Jordan votes to evict Dr. Will. Boogie votes to evict Dr. Will. Ian votes to evict Maggie. Rachel votes to evict Dr. Will. Casey votes to evict Dr. Will. All right, so pretty sure Dr. Will is gone? Yeah, pretty sure. It was a blowout by a vote of 12 to 4. Dr. Will, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. I'll admit, I kind of spaced out while I was counting there. That should have been more obvious that Dr. Will was a goner. It wasn't like the 9 to 8 split. All right. So that's one huge threat taken out. Well, another big threat. He was an HOH winner. Uh, Boogie is the biggest threat left in this house. Look at him. One HOH and 3 vetoes. Derek has 2 HOHs. Steve has an HOH and a veto. So those are the big threats here. So, let's keep our eyes out. Alliance events. Rachel leaves Alliance number 7. Yeah. To be honest, I'm surprised Rachel got along with people that long. Big Brother Christmas. Okay. The house guests each stand behind a wire fence. On the other side of the fence is a Christmas tree. They must maneuver ornaments through the fence in order to place them on the tree. The first house guest to place all of their ornaments will become the new head of household. Jordan finishes last. Then Taylor, then Andy, then Steve, then Cody, then Derek, then Casey, then Rachel, then Hayden, then Josh, then Maggie, then Boogie, then Dan, then June. Not Mickey. Please, not Mickey. Third place, Lisa. Second place, Mickey. Congratulations, Ian. You are the new head of household. Just don't break my heart with your nominees, please. Dan and Andy. Well, we all know how big a threat Dan can be. And Andy won the most toxic season of all time. So, yeah, I'm okay with these nominees. They make sense. So who should be hosting now? Should be Jordan. Jordan should be hosting. Ian draws Boogie. If Boogie wins another veto. Dan, house guest choice. Derek. Andy picks June. Keeping up with the Joneses. The house guests privately enter the backyard to see a trampoline in front of a wall. Behind that wall is another wall with various works of art. They must look at the artwork and recreate the gallery on a separate wall. The house guest to do so in the fastest time will win the golden power of veto. Derek finishes last. Dan finishes 5th. June finishes 4th. Boogie's in the top 3 again. If Andy wins the veto, and he obviously will use it on himself, then Boogie should be the back door. Third place, we've got Andy. Second place. Oh, come on! What is going on with Boogie winning everything? Congratulations, Boogie. You have won the golden power of veto. That's your 4th veto win. Boogie has decided not to use the power of veto. Hayden and Maggie have a heated argument. Okay, go Maggie. The ego of Cody is rubbing the house the wrong way. Yeah, his ego rubbed me the wrong way the entirety of BB22. Pressure of the game gets to Taylor, leading her to a public emotional breakdown. No, she wouldn't. She's too resilient. Dan holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. Steve finds Eddie creepy and tells the other house guests. Eddie tells a heartfelt story about why he needs the money. Who cares? You're not nominated. All right. Lisa votes to evict Dan. Hayden votes to evict Dan. Josh votes to evict Dan. Cody votes to evict Dan. Taylor votes to evict Dan. Maggie votes to evict Andy. June votes to evict Dan. Jordan votes to evict Dan. Derek votes to evict Andy. Casey votes to evict Andy. Mickey votes to evict Andy. Eddie votes to evict Dan. Rachel votes to evict Andy. Boogie votes to evict Dan. And Steve votes to evict Andy. So, Dan, by a vote of 9-6, Dan, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. We have lost some heavy hitters early on. How many are gone so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So this is the top 18. Wait, did I count that right? Yeah, I did. 18 people left. All right. Come on, let's have a female HOH finally. Casey leaves alliance number 3. All right, so that's just a duo between Ian and Josh now. House guest soup. The house guests must sit in a bathtub filled with water at predetermined intervals Buckets filled with various disgusting items will be dumped into the tub. The last house guest sitting in the tub will become the new head of household. Maggie finishes last. Then Cody, then June, then Hayden, then Rachel, then Lisa, then Steve. I gotta remember to move the mouse out of the way. Then Eddie, then Casey, then Josh, then Taylor, then Boogie, then Andy. Come on, Jordan. Jordan finishes third. Oh, God, I don't want either of them to win. Mickey finishes second. Congratulations, Derek. You are the new head of household. The nominees are Boogie and Cody. Derek nominated Cody. Are you kidding me? That would never happen. He rigged BB22 for Cody to win. That yeah, go ahead, say that's just a conspiracy theory all you want, but like, who's kidding who? We saw how that season played out. Derek draws Josh. Boogie draws house guest choice and selects Taylor to participate. Taylor, I don't think has been in a veto yet. Cody draws Hayden. Vincent Van Veto. The house guests enter the living room, which is decorated as an art gallery. Each round, an image appears on the screen. The house guests must buzz in and guess what Big Brother phrase the picture is referring to. If they are correct, they earn a certain dollar amount. If not, they are eliminated. The house guest with the most money at the end or the last one remaining wins the power of veto. Josh finishes last. Boogie finishes fifth. Yay, he didn't win another veto. Cody finishes fourth. Oh, come on, Taylor. Come on, Taylor. Third place is Derek. Second place. Yes! First comp win. Congratulations, Taylor. You have won the golden power of veto. Her first veto ever, mind you. Taylor has decided to use the power of veto on Boogie. You're not even in an alliance with him. You're not in an alliance with anyone. He's won the most competitions. Taylor, what are you doing? I know the real Taylor would not do this. Derek named Steve as a replacement. Oh, how does Boogie keep weaseling out of this? Mickey attempts to blame and call out Taylor for certain actions in the house and how Taylor deserves to leave. Okay, Smelvis. That was my nickname for the Elvis impersonator on her season. I don't even like saying his name, and everyone who has that name has been ruined for me. While having a conversation, Cody accidentally makes an inappropriate comment. The pressure of the game gets to Rachel, leading her to a public emotional breakdown. The ego of Hayden is rubbing the house the wrong way. Come on, please get rid of Cody. Andy votes to evict Cody. Casey votes to evict Cody. Mickey votes to evict Steve. Hayden votes to evict Cody. Josh votes to evict Cody. Taylor votes to evict Steve. Come on, Taylor, you're killing me. My faves are turning on each other. Boogie votes to evict Cody. June votes to evict Cody. Ian votes to evict Cody. Eddie votes to evict Steve. Rachel votes to evict Cody. Lisa votes to evict Steve. Jordan votes to evict Cody. Maggie votes to evict Cody. All right. Well, Taylor, Steve didn't need you to stay in the game. By a vote of 10-4, Cody, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. A few scares so far, but really the only person that I've been sad to see go so far is Xavier. So, yeah. All in all, I can live with how this is going at the moment. But Taylor, what are you doing using the veto on Boogie? The guy wins too much. Bowl in a china shop. The house guests stand on a log, rotating on a long rotating log, holding onto a bull's head attached to a rope. If they fall or let it go, they are eliminated, and the bull will swing down and smash their china-filled china cabinets. A china-filled china cabinet. You could have just said china cabinet. The last house guest standing will become the new head of household. In addition, the first three house guests to fall can open a box. Andy finishes last, then Maggie, then Rachel, so they're opening a box. Then Hayden, Ian, Steve, Josh, Lisa, Casey, Jordan, June, Taylor. Gee, I wonder who's going to win. Third place, we've got Mickey. Second place, Eddie. Huh, I'm psychic. And the winner is Boogie. Congratulations, Boogie. You are the new head of household. Again. Nominees are Josh and Casey. The ones who were supposed to be on the second All Stars, but were too busy partying and got COVID. Boogie's draw is Taylor. Josh's draw is Ian. Casey's draw, house guest choice, selects Mickey. Okay. Zingbot. The house guests must cross a balance beam to bring back pieces which they must use to complete a puzzle. The first house guest to complete this puzzle will win the golden power of veto. Mickey finishes last, Taylor finishes fifth, Boogie finishes fourth. Third place, we've got Josh. Second place, Casey. I gotta do it like Zingbot. Congratulations, Ian! You have won the golden power of veto! Yeah, you like my Zingbot impression? Ian has decided. Oh, he's gonna use it on Josh, right? They're in an alliance. Yeah. Ian has decided to use the power of veto on Josh. See, at least this one makes sense. Buggy's replacement nominee is Rachel. Well, we're losing another woman. I prefer Casey. You know, Rachel brings the drama. After borrowing an item from Lisa, Steve accidentally breaks it. Mickey invents a new game. The house is thrilled to have something new to do. Mickey finds June creepy and tells the other house guests. Maggie irrationally lashes out at Eddie. Andy votes to evict Casey. Maggie votes to evict Casey. Mickey votes to evict Rachel. Eddie votes to evict Casey. June votes to evict Rachel. Steve votes to evict Casey. Hayden votes to evict Rachel. Jordan votes to evict Rachel. I might as well do Josh now. Josh votes to evict Rachel. Derek votes to evict Rachel. Ian votes to evict Rachel. Taylor votes to evict Rachel. Lisa votes to evict Casey. All right, so started looking positive for Rachel, but it really turned by a vote of 8 to 5. Rachel, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. All right. Well, it is pretty lopsided with men, so they could have gotten them all out pretty easily if they wanted to, and they haven't, so there's that. Look at Boogie. 2 wins, 4 veto. 2 HOHs, 4 vetoes. That's like finale stats. And he's not in an alliance. Everyone should be gunning for this guy. Living on the edge. The house guests are mounted on the ledge of a building that will gradually lean inwards. The last house guest standing on the ledge becomes a new head of household. Eddie finishes last. Maggie is next, and then Taylor, then Josh, Lisa, Derek, Andy, Casey, Ian, Steve, Hayden. I was talking about how is Boogie still here. I completely forgot he was the last HOH. But he can't win this one, so maybe someone will take him out now. Third place, we've got Jordan. Okay, we have our first female HOH. Second place, yes, nuts, June. Congratulations, Mickey. You have won the Golden Power Veto. Nominees are Hayden and yeah, yeah, Mickey would nominate Taylor, wouldn't he? Come on, Taylor. You won one veto. Win another. Mickey draws Casey. Hayden draws Boogie. Boogie, if you win this veto, use it on Taylor. She used it on you. Taylor draws Maggie. Communication breakdown. House guests enter the backyard to see wooden telephone poles. Each house guest must correctly connect wires of different lengths to various telephone poles. First house guest to do so will win the power of veto. Casey finishes last. Maggie finishes fifth. Taylor finishes fourth. Now I'm rooting for Boogie. Hayden finishes third. Dang it! Congratulations, Mickey. You have won the golden power of veto. It would be so on brand for Mickey to vote out Taylor. It really would. Mickey has decided not to use the power of veto. No kidding. After borrowing an item from Josh, Boogie accidentally breaks it. Maggie breaks down and threatens to quit. The pressure of the game gets to Josh, leading him to a public emotional breakdown. See, he would definitely do that. The ego of Steve is rubbing the house the wrong way. Mickey finds Maggie creepy and tells the other house guests. While having a conversation, Lisa accidentally makes an inappropriate comment. Give her a break. She was on the show in 2002. Everybody was making inappropriate comments. Okay. Andy votes to evict Hayden. Okay. Steve votes to evict Taylor. My faves turning on each other, but Taylor voted to evict Steve, so fair is fair. Josh votes to evict Hayden. Ian votes to evict Taylor. Derek votes to evict Hayden. Oh, that actually surprised me. Eddie votes to evict Hayden. Lisa votes to evict Hayden. Maggie votes to evict Hayden. Jordan votes to evict Hayden. Boogie votes to evict Hayden. Casey votes to evict Hayden. And June votes to evict Hayden. So that would be what, 11 to 2? 10 to 2 by a vote of 10 to 2. Hayden, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Not shedding any tears over him. Oh my god, I've completely forgotten about hosting the veto competition, so let's just forget about that. I forgot if there's Zingbot, because Zingbot hosted. Maybe I forgot before. I don't know. Alright, so we're down to 14. There hasn't been a new alliance in a long time. Days go by. The house guests enter a carnival-themed backyard to find various wooden ramps with different numbered slots at the top of them. Each round, they will be given an event that happened this season. They must recall which day that event happened and roll a ball up the ramp into that number slot. The farther away they were, the more penalty points they earn. The house guest with the least amount of penalty points at the end becomes the new head of household. Lisa finishes last, then Steve, then Taylor, then Derek, then Boogie, then Eddie, then June, then Jordan, then Ian, then Andy. Well, we could have our first female HOH if Josh doesn't win. Third place, Casey. Second place, Josh. Congratulations, Maggie. You are the new head of household. And Maggie's nominees are Mickey and Eddie. Well, I want Mickey out, you know that. Eddie, I don't really care about, just like nobody cares about season one. It was a different show, really. It was voted on by the public. Maggie draws June. Mickey draws Lisa. And Eddie draws house guest choice and selects Taylor. All right. Not any alliances, but she's still getting people to pick her for stuff. Taylor's making her move. She doesn't need to be in an alliance. Too bad she finished last. Roll me a veto. The house guests enter the backyard and stand in separate booths. Each round, 2 dice will be rolled to determine the question that the house guests must answer. Before rolling, everyone will place a bet with chips they are given. If they are correct, they receive what they bet. If not, they lose it. The house guest with the most chips at the end will win the golden power of veto. Taylor finishes last, then Mickey, then Maggie. Third place, June. Second place, Eddie. Wow, female HOH and female veto winner. Congratulations, Lisa. You have won the golden power of veto. Lisa has decided to use the power of veto on Mickey. Place of nominees June. All right, come on, let's get rid of Eddie then. Maggie breaks down and threatens to quit. June and Mickey bond extremely well. Mickey and Boogie bond. Due to the mental stress of the game, Derek isolates himself from the rest of the house. Derek's just been kind of lying low for a while at this point. Steve votes to evict June. Steve, your votes are really disappointing me. Like, June is the season I'm most fascinated by that I haven't seen. Derek votes to evict June. Jordan votes to evict Eddie. Taylor votes to evict June. Buggy votes to evict June. Mickey votes to evict June. Casey votes to evict Eddie. Josh votes to evict June. Andy votes to evict Eddie. Ian votes to evict Eddie. And Lisa votes to evict June. It's what, 8-3 or 7-4? By a vote of 7-4. June, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Starting to look like the gender ratio ain't gonna even out anytime soon. Well, we still got, it's 5 out of 13 are women. Alliance number 5 between Josh and Lisa dissolves. What, was he mad at her for using the veto on Mickey for no reason? Snake eyes. The house guests enter the backyard to see a large snake. They must roll a ball down the snake to try and land it in the snake's eye socket. First, they will be ranked based on their first try. Afterwards, they will pair up based on their rankings, with the winning house guest of each pair moving on to face off against the next ranked house guest and the losing one being eliminated. The last house guest remaining will become the new head of household. Boogie finishes last. Again, Steve and Taylor finishing at the bottom, and Ian finishing right ahead of them. And then Josh, then Derek, then Casey, then Andy, then Eddie. Third place, Lisa. Second place, Mickey. Congratulations, Jordan. You are the new head of household. Jordan has nominated Maggie and Andy. I want Andy to go just because we got to even out the genders a little bit. Jordan has drawn house guest choice and selects Ian. Maggie draws Boogie. Andy draws Steve. Come on, Steve, win a veto finally. It's been a while. You've been laying too low. Laser Labyrinth. One at a time, the house guests enter the backyard to find 3 rows of photos of their fellow housemates. The house guests must make it from one end of the yard to the other, stepping only on the faces of their former house guests in the order in which they were evicted. They must also carefully avoid the many lasers that are shooting across the yard. Touching a laser will acquire the house guest a penalty. The player who completes the puzzle with the fastest time will win the power of veto. Ian finishes last, Andy finishes 5th, Boogie finishes 4th. Third place, we have got Jordan. Second place, Maggie. Hey, congratulations, Steve. You have won the golden power of veto. Steve has decided not to use the power of veto. Taylor and Steve bond. Thank you. The pressure of the game gets to Boogie, leading him to a public emotional breakdown. Yeah, he's been having a public emotional breakdown for about 10 years at this point. Come on, let's get rid of Andy. Boogie votes to evict Maggie. Ian votes to evict Maggie. Derek votes to evict Andy. Casey votes to evict Maggie. Mickey votes to evict Maggie. Josh votes to evict Maggie. Steve votes to evict Andy. Eddie votes to evict Maggie. Taylor votes to evict Andy. Lisa votes to evict Andy. Oh, 6-4. Yeah. By a vote of 6-4, Maggie, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. 8 men, 4 women. Not great. Also, again, I'm just going to keep throwing this out there to this computer. Boogie has a lot of wins. He hasn't won in a while, but he has a lot of wins. And I don't think we should sleep on him. And he's not in any alliances, so what are you waiting for? But first, each round, Julie Chen reads the house guests 2 events in a specific order. They must decide whether or not the events actually happened in that order. Each correct answer earns the house guest a point. The house guest with the most points at the end becomes the new head of household. Taylor finishes last. There's a freaking shock. Andy finishes 10th, then Mickey, then Eddie, then Derek, then Boogie, then Casey, then Josh. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Steve, win HOH and don't nominate Taylor challenge. Lisa finishes 3rd. Ian finishes 2nd. Steve, congratulations. You are the new head of households. Steve was good at live HOH competitions. Steve was nominated Derek and Eddie. Come on, we can get rid of Derek. That'd be a big move. Steve draws house guest choice and selects Ian. Derek draws Boogie. Eddie draws Mickey. Mazed and confused. The house guest must roll a ball down a 3-layered maze. The first house guest to complete the entire maze will win the golden power of veto. This one could be like a live veto competition. This could be another double eviction episode right here. That was a Julie hosted HOH and a fast paced veto. All right, Steve finishes last. Ian finishes 5th. Mickey's 4th. 3rd place, we've got Derek. 2nd place, Eddie. Congratulations, Boogie. You have won your 5th golden power of veto. I have decided not to use the power of veto. That's my Boogie impression. I don't remember what he talks like, though. I don't know. Derek and Eddie are nominated. Yeah, this can't be live. This is too fast paced. I mean, this is too crammed, action packed. Jordan irrationally lashes out at Taylor. Steve and Derek have a heated argument. Ian holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. We don't have time for that on double eviction night. Eddie attempts to blame and call out Jordan for certain actions in the house and how Jordan deserves to leave. Derek earns extra money for this week's budget in a task. Again, they don't do that anymore. Come on, let's get rid of Derek. He has, what, 3 HOHs, I think? Casey votes to evict Eddie. Ian votes to evict Derek. Taylor votes to evict Derek. Boogie votes to evict Derek. Jordan votes to evict Eddie. Andy votes to evict Eddie. Mickey votes to evict Derek. Lisa votes to evict Derek. Josh votes to evict Derek. That's 6-3, it looks like. Yep. By a vote of 6-3, Derek, the guy who changed the way Big Brother is played for the worse forever. You have been evicted from the Big Brother house. It'd be worth having Derek on the show again just to see him finally have his picture grayed out. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're at the jury. At the jury phase. All right. I should have got a drink. My mouth is so dry at this point. The alliances are getting whittled down, and I like that. Words of love. The competing house guests stand in their booths. Each round, Julie Chen will read one of the many quotes that are written on the walls of the house. First house guest to buzz in with the correct author of the quote will earn a point. The house guest with the most points at the end of the competition becomes a new head of household. Eddie finishes last. then Jordan, then Andy, then Boogie. Look at Taylor finishing sixth. About time. Ian finishes fifth. Josh is fourth. Third place, we have got Casey. Second place, Mickey. Okay. Congratulations, Lisa. You are the new head of household. She has nominated Andy and Steve. Come on, let's get rid of Andy. He's annoying. Lisa's draw is house guest choice, and she selects Mickey for some reason. Andy draws Boogie. Steve draws Casey. Sweet dreams, honey. House guests enter the backyard where they see a large lake of honey underneath a wooden bridge. At the front of this lake are different colored jars. At the end of this lake is an enormous bed covered in hundreds of pillows. The first house guest to collect 6 veto bears that are hidden inside of their colored pillows and place them inside of their glass jars wins the power of veto. Is this the one that lady got stuck on? She just got stuck in the honey, and then later on she laid on the ground and she got stuck again because she still had a lot of it on her back. Anyway, Andy finishes last. Mickey's fifth. Casey's fourth. Third place we've got Lisa. Second place Boogie. Yes. And the winner is Steve. Congratulations, Steve. You have won the golden power of veto. Steve has decided to use the power of veto on himself. And Lisa's replacement is, please not Taylor, please not Taylor, Boogie. Oh, oh. Are we finally going to do it? We going to backdoor him? We going to backdoor him? I mean, if Andy goes, fine, he's annoying, but Boogie is the bigger threat here. Ian holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. How many house meetings are you going to throw to apologize, Ian? Casey finds Taylor creepy and tells the other house guests. Taylor earns extra money for this week's budget and a task. Pressure of the game gets to Ian, leading into a public emotional breakdown. Eddie votes to evict Andy. Taylor votes to evict Boogie. Jordan votes to evict Andy. Casey votes to evict Boogie. Steve votes to evict Andy. Mickey votes to evict Boogie. Ian votes to evict Andy. Josh votes to evict Boogie. It's a tie. Maggie, not Maggie, Lisa, you must now break the tie. I'm just now realizing two Simpsons names, one in the early days of Big Brother, Lisa and Maggie. Maggie's not here anymore. I don't know why I said her name. But Lisa must now break the tie. And Lisa has decided to evict Boogie. Oh, oh, we did it. We did it, fam. It wasn't easy. And it took a while, but he's gone. All right, so okay, it's a little closer now. We're at the top 10, and it's 6 men, 4 women. That's almost even. It's it's getting a little less lopsided as we go. Casey leaves alliance number 2, so that's just a duo between Ian and Terry, Ian and Mickey now. But really, Casey's just committing to her duo with Mickey. Casey is well positioned considering she hasn't won anything yet. So I guess that's good for her that she is well positioned. Evicted statements. Using paddles, the house guests will answer a series of true or false questions about statements made by their former housemates after they were evicted. If they answer incorrectly, they are eliminated. The last player remaining becomes the new head of household. Z finishes last. Uh, he's good at these kinds of things. Although I remember there was one that he got wrong and he was really emotional and he was eliminated early. He got emotional because he was worried people were going to think he threw it intentionally. But that didn't really matter. I mean, clearly, he won. But anyway, Steve finishes last. Then Casey, then Josh, then Jordan, then Taylor, then Eddie. Come on, Ian. You're the best of this group by far. Andy finishes third. He, Ian finishes second. Congratulations, Mickey. You are the new head of households. The nominees are, of course, he nominated. How on Brant? He nominates two minorities, Taylor and Josh. Mickey draws house guest choice and selects Ian. Taylor draws Eddie. Josh draws Casey. Come on, Taylor. Come on, Taylor. Giddy up. The house guests must ride fake horses in order to give themselves 30 seconds of time to stack gold bars. If their time runs out, they are eliminated. The first house guest to stack all 50 gold bars wins the golden power of veto. Mickey's last, Ian's fifth, Casey's fourth. Third is Josh. Second is Eddie. Less. Congratulations, Taylor. You have won the golden power of veto. I gotta say, my faves, Taylor and Steve, they come through when they need to. Taylor has decided to use the veto on herself. Mickey's replacement nominee is Jordan. Okay. I think Jordan's screwed. Josh seems to be better connected. Mickey flips the mattress on the bed of Jordan. The ego of Steve is rubbing the house the wrong way. Steve invents a new game. The house is thrilled to have something new to do. Show the votes. Taylor votes to evict Josh. Casey votes to evict Josh. Eddie votes to evict Josh. Lisa votes to evict Jordan. Steve votes to evict Josh. Ian votes to evict Josh. Andy votes to evict Jordan. By a vote of 5-2, Josh, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. All right, one more guy goes, and we're even. Because it's 5-4 right now, which is as even as you can be at 9. I really wish Mickey wasn't still here. And Andy. And you know what? I really came to dislike Casey after her season, so I'd be okay with her leaving as well. All right, moving on. Dang it, Taylor, you haven't come close to winning any of these HOHs yet, I don't think. Or at least not many. Freeze frame. Three competing house guests stand in. Okay. The 8 competing house guests stand in between two colored areas, each labeled with the word fact or fiction. Each round, Julie Chen will read a statement about the various pictures that appeared on the memory wall earlier today. The house guests must decide if the statement is fact or fiction. If they are correct, they earn a point. The house guest with the most points at the end becomes a new head of household. Andy is last, then Ian, then Taylor, then Steve, then Casey. Third place, Lisa. Second place, Jordan. Congratulations, Eddie. You are the new head of household. And his nominees are Jordan and Steve. Shame. Eddie draws house guest choice and selects Ian. Jordan draws Taylor. Steve draws Andy. Okay. One giant leap. The house guests enter the backyard, which is decorated to look like the surface of Mars. Attached to a rope, they must glide back and forth between two platforms to complete a puzzle. First house guest to complete this puzzle wins the golden power of veto. Ian's last. Eddie is fifth. Jordan is fourth. Not Andy. Steve finishes third. Yes! Congratulations, Taylor. You have won the golden power of veto. It seems that she did rebuild her relationship with Steve, so maybe she'll use the veto on him? She does not use the veto. Okay. Eddie holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. Steve tells a heartfelt story about why he needs the money. Here's hoping. Andy attempts to blame and call out Eddie for certain actions in the house and how Eddie deserves to leave. Well, that was smart of you to call out the HOH after the nominees are locked. Taylor votes to evict Steve. Mickey votes to evict Jordan. Casey votes to evict Jordan. Andy votes to evict Jordan. Ian votes to evict Steve. Lisa votes to evict Steve. So we got a tie. Eddie, you must now break the tie. Well, if it's Steve, at least it'll be 4-4, men and women. Eddie votes to evict Jordan. Okay. Well, I like Steve, so I'm okay with that. All right, final 8. Taylor finishes last again. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Big Brother headlines. House guests stand in between two steps. Each round, Julie Chen reads a fictional headline. The house guests must guess which house guest America thought the headline would be about by stepping up or down. If they are incorrect, they are eliminated. The last house guest remaining becomes a new head of household. Taylor is last. Steve is sixth. Ian is fifth. My 3 favorites are always at the bottom. Andy finishes fourth. I mean, I guess I want Lisa the most. Mickey is third. Casey. All right. Congratulations, Lisa. You are the new head of household. And her nominees are Andy and Steve. Andy's in some alliances, so I'm a little worried about Steve right now if he doesn't win. Lisa draws Ian. Andy draws Casey. Steve draws house guest choice and selects Taylor. Nailed it. The house guests each stand in front of their individual workbenches, which has 6 holes in it. They will run to the other side to search their toolboxes for the 6 correct nails they need to complete their puzzle on their workbench. The first house guest to correctly place the nails in their holes will win the golden power of veto. Andy finishes last. Taylor's fifth. Casey's fourth. Third place, Ian. Second place, Steve. Oh, Steve. Congratulations, Lisa. You've won the golden power of veto. That might be a critical loss for Steve right there, because I'm worried about him right now. Lisa has decided not to use the power of veto. Mickey finds Eddie creepy and tells the other house guests. Casey earns extra money for this week's budget and a task. Andy irrationally lashes out at Lisa. The ego of Eddie is rubbing the house the wrong way. Again, why is Andy lashing out at the HOH after their noms are locked? That is some real chaos gameplay right there. All right. Ian votes to evict Steve. Mickey votes to evict Steve. Taylor votes to evict Steve. Casey votes to evict Steve. Eddie votes to evict Andy. Well, at least it wasn't unanimous. By a vote of 4-1, Steve, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Well, he had a good run. I still got Taylor here. Although she's not in any alliances still, so I'd be lying if I said I'm not worried about her. Her longevity, at least. Alliance number 6 dissolves, so Ian and... I did it again. Ian and Terry. Ian and Casey are no longer aligned with each other. Magnetic attraction. The house guests stand in front of magnetic boards that are split into a red and blue. Each round, Julie Chen will ask a question regarding the application of a house guest. The house guests will answer by placing their magnet on one of the 2 sides. If they are correct, they earn a point. The house guest with the most points at the end becomes a new head of household. Eddie's last. Ian's fifth. Mickey's fourth. Third is Taylor. Dang it. Well, at least she's finally in the top 3. Andy is second. Congratulations, Casey. You are the new head of household. The nominees are Taylor and Lisa. You nominate the 2 other women in the house. That's a real Fran move right there. Casey draws Andy. Taylor draws Mickey. Lisa draws Eddie. See, this is why you nominate the guys. They do well in the veto competitions. Big Brother Odyssey. The house guests enter the backyard to see 6 Greek arches. They must roll their ball over the arch 300 times. The first house guest to do so will win the golden power of veto. Lisa's last. Casey's fifth. Taylor's fourth. Third place, Mickey. Second place, Andy. Congratulations, Eddie. You have won the golden power of veto. Eddie has decided to use the power of veto on Taylor. Love to see it. Ian is the replacement. Don't love to see that. I'd prefer Lisa goes, I guess. Eddie makes an effort to improve relationships in the house. Andy votes to evict Lisa. Mickey votes to evict Lisa. Eddie votes to evict Ian. Taylor votes to evict Ian. We have a tie. Casey, you must now break the tie. I vote to evict Lisa. That was my Casey impression by accident. Sorry, my neck's getting a little stiff. This has gone on for a while. I've been at this like an hour and a half. Lisa, you've been evicted from the Big Brother house. All right. Ian and Mickey's relationship alliance dissolves. BB Blast Incorporated. Each house guest stands in front of a bomb that has various wires coming out of it. Each round, a screen will show a sequence of wires. After the wires are shown in a certain order, they will be given a clue as to which wire to cut. If a house guest cuts the wrong wire, they are eliminated. The last house guest remaining will become the new head of household. Taylor is last because, of course, she is. Eddie's fourth, Mickey's third, Andy's second. Congratulations, Ian. You are the new head of household. Ian has nominated Andy and Taylor. Come on, Taylor. Niagara Balls. The house guests must collect 7 green ping pong balls from the hundreds of balls that rain down on them and put them inside of their individual tubes. First house guest to do so wins their power of veto. Ian's last, Mickey's fifth, Andy's fourth, Taylor's third. You needed this, Taylor. Casey is second. Congratulations, Eddie. You have won the golden power of veto. You willing to use it on Taylor again? Eddie uses the power of veto on Taylor. Oh my god. Eddie, you are my second favorite person left, officially, at this point. You've officially surpassed Ian. Ian names Casey as the replacement. Mickey holds a house meeting to apologize for his behavior in the house. It is well received. Yeah, he had a lot to apologize for. Taylor votes to evict Casey. Mickey votes to evict Andy. Eddie votes to evict Andy. By a vote of 2-1, Andy, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. How is Mickey still here? This is killing me. Well, that was the only alliance left, and it's broken up. All right, so Mickey's alone now. Taylor, come on! Diary room confessionals. House guests sit in their individual booths that are each set up to look like the diary room. Each round, Julie Chen will read a quote spoken by one of the past evictees in the diary room. First house guest to buzz in and give a correct answer can eliminate someone else. The last house guest remaining becomes the new head of household. Taylor's last. Yeah, this would be the kind of thing where they gang up on her. Mickey's third. Come on, Eddie. You've had Taylor's back. Congratulations, Eddie. You are the new head of household. Eddie has nominated Casey and Mickey. All right. I like it. Let's lock those noms in. Big Brother election. The house guests walk outside to see an enormous pit of mud behind wooden benches. The house guests will have 8 minutes to go under the bench and dig through the mud to find a ballot. They will bring this to their station and reveal the amount of votes it is worth. They must then decide to keep it or discard it, as they can only keep 4 that they think are valuable. The house guest with the most votes will win the golden power of veto. Mickey is last, Taylor is fourth, Eddie is third, Casey is second. Congratulations, Ian, you have won the golden power of veto. Don't use it. Don't use it. Don't use it. Don't use it. Come on. And on him, no less. Yeah, Taylor's automatically the replacement nominee. Oh, Taylor and Mickey have a heated argument. Mickey breaks down and threatens to quit. Mickey votes to evict Taylor, I'm guessing. Yeah. Ian votes to evict. Dang. By a vote of 2-0, Taylor, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. I'm rooting for Eddie. Ian, you really kind of ruined things there. Now he's aligned with Casey. Foggy memory. The house guests stand in between steps, each labeled with the word before or after. Each round, the house guests must decide if one event read by Julie Chen happened before or after a second event. If they are correct, they will earn a point. The house guests with the most points at the end of the competitions will become the new head of household. Third place, we have got Casey. Second place, Mickey. Congratulations, Ian. You are the new head of household. I mean, I guess Eddie's my favorite, but Ian's my second favorite, I guess. Nominated Mickey and Eddie. I was really rooting for Eddie on this one. Congratulations, Casey. You have won the golden power of veto. Oh, I forgot. Big Brother Decoder. The house guest must use a large wheel with the evicted house guest's faces on it to crack a code based on various clues. They will read the clue and spin the wheel so one arrow faces the picture of the correct house guest. This will give them a certain number. First house guest to crack the code by finding the correct series of numbers wins the final power of veto. Sorry, almost forgot to read it. Casey has won. She can't use it because there's no one else to nominate. Police take out Mickey. Banner flies over the backyard reading, Casey is not to be trusted. While having a conversation, Eddie accidentally makes an inappropriate comment. He was on in 2000. So, again, that was the time. Come on, Casey. Come on, Casey. Casey votes to evict Eddie. All right, I guess I'm rooting for Ian to win because he's the best of a. I mean, I'm only rooting against Ian just on what he's done in this game, not on what he's done in real life. Ian's still my real life favorite. But Eddie has been evicted. At least Mickey's outside the alliance, so if he doesn't win HOH, he'll probably be next. Rumble in the Big Brother jungle. Final three house guests must hang onto a vine which swings them into walls. If they fall, they are eliminated. The last house guest standing wins part one of the final HOH competition and will advance to part three. Ian finishes third. Casey finishes second. All right, well, he hasn't won the final HOH yet. Twisted Twosomes. The house guests enter the backyard to see two giant strands of DNA along with circular photos of all the house guests. Each strand of DNA contains 8 clue bars. They must peel off the covering of each bar to reveal a clue about a specific pair of house guests. They must answer the clue by grabbing the photos of the two corresponding house guests and lining them along the top and bottom of that bar. After placing the faces above and below each bar, they must return to the starting position. If the house guest is correct, they can move on to the next clue. If they are incorrect, they must start over completely. First player to complete the puzzle will win the second round of the final HOH competition. That was a lot of words. And the winner of this competition is Ian. Yeah, this does seem like it's more up Ian's alley. Final HOH. Jury statements. The house guests each sit in their individual booths in the living room. Each round, Julie Chen will read the beginning of a statement. The house guests must decide how a certain juror completed each statement. If they are correct, they earn a point. The house guest with the most points at the end becomes the final and most important head of household. Final head of household is, please be Ian, please be Ian. Yes! Congratulations, Ian, you are the final head of household. Ian votes to evict Mickey. Thank God for small favors. Mickey, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house far later than you should have been. All right, look at Ian. 4 HOHs and 2 vetoes compared to just 1 each for Casey. I think Ian should win this one, but doesn't always go that way on Brant Steele's. Mickey voted for Casey. Eddie voted for Ian. Taylor voted for Ian. Andy voted for Ian. Lisa voted for Ian. Steve voted for. Congratulations, Ian. 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 And Ian. So, congratulations, Ian. You've won 8-1. All right. Oh, come on. If Boogie wins the fan favorite, I'm gonna I'm gonna throw myself through a window. Fan favorite comes down to Lisa, Boogie, and Taylor. Third place, Lisa. Second place, I'm kidding. But Boogie is the fan favorite, but we don't have to acknowledge that because fan favorite means nothing anymore. Cameron won it last year. Kyle was in the top three the year before. It means nothing anymore. All that matters is Ian won. And I'm okay with that. So that's the order of where everyone finished. Oh, so wait, Ian was America's favorite player. Look, this part right here. This is like weekly popularity. It's just because he was in the finale, and you can't. Apparently, this thing thinks that people who are in the finale can't win America's favorite player. But Taylor proved that's not the case, and even Tyler proved it. He came in second, and he won America's favorite player. So really, the top three for America's favorite player were Ian, Dan, and Drew. And Ian not only won the game, he won America's favorite player. Ian Terry pulled a Taylor Hale. So yeah, that's a big deal, if you ask me. Okay, we don't need to go through all this. I just want to get to the voting chart. 7 challenge wins for Boogie. 19 votes to evict poor Steve. All right. So that's how it all shook out. Thank you for watching. I didn't know how long this was going to last, and it clearly lasted a long time. But I had fun. It was interesting seeing how this all played out. And thank you for watching. And maybe I'll do another one in the future because I like doing these for Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef as well. So maybe I'll run through those seasons, and maybe I'll even run through each Big Brother season again. Just run them back, and we'll see what happens. But that will do it for this video. I will see you next time. Peace out.